What's up, guys? So something nice came in today, and that is the pedal to the Sinden light gun. Rather expensive piece, but it's really nice, really high quality. But it did have one major issue, and that would be could not be used on OG consoles like the PlayStation 1 and the PlayStation 2. If you would want to play on OG consoles, you needed to use a different pedal. And I didn't like that, so I set out to update it and fix that. So first things first, the pedal came with a hardwired 10-foot USB cable. And that's the first thing I got rid of. Gone. Cut it right off. And I replaced it with a Nutric B Series RJ45 jack. Let me take this off. And I have that wired pretty simply. It's wired directly from there to the USB port. And the way I have the RJ45 wired, I have it wired in standard Cat 6 or Cat 5, whatever. And it follows USB spec from 1 to 0, with 1 being ground. And 1 to 4, 1 being ground and 4 being the 5-volt. So 1 is black, 2 is green, 3 is white, and 4 is red. And if you look at the board, the Sinden board actually has it backwards. It has the D plus and D minus reverse, but that's fine. You still need to wire it 1 to 4 in order according to the USB spec. And then if you just want to connect it, what you do is I took a Cat 6 cable and I cut off the end and just wired a USB connector right to the end of it. That's this, again, 1 through 4, with 1 being ground. And then that will make it work as it did before, just with a removable cable. But something extra I did is to pin 7 and 8 on the Cat 6. I wired 1 to the connect on the switch, and the other to the non-connect on the switch. I originally had it over here, but what I realized is the switch for the pedal on the Sinden setup, they have it to always on, and then the pedal deactivates, while with the OG consoles, you need it always off and then have the pedal activate. And thankfully, there is a middle non-connection pin behind this bar on the switch, which you can't really see from here. But I pulled it out and soldered directly to that, and the other end here, and that goes to 7 and 8. And if you want to use it on a OG console, you simply need to hook up again a Ethernet cable, and then terminate on the other end, terminate to a mono TS cable with 7 and 8 on the Cat 6. And so you could have one cable for USB for newer consoles and emulators, and one cable for OG consoles, PS1 and PS2. But I went a little bit further with that. What I did is this USB, which I mentioned before, which is the terminated end of the Cat 6. I 3D printed my own case, and I pigtailed off that TS mono cable. So now I have a single cable that covers both OG consoles and emulators, and it works as long as you don't plug in both at the same time. You should have no issues. I don't know what'll happen if you plug in both at the same time. It'll just permanently activate the switch. That's probably what it would do. So it wouldn't break anything. It would just be unusable as a pedal. Anyways, that's pretty much how easy it was to do. Actually, I did have to do a little bit of work. I had to cut out a hole here, and I had to cut it further to the left of where the original hole is, because this screw hole would get in the way. So I cut that there, then I cut and sanded down a little bit off of that so that I could fit the new trick adapter, because as you can see, it takes up, it's pretty big. Anyways, very easy to do, and it's something I recommend people to do if they want to have a really nice pedal that also works on both OG consoles and emulators. Anyways, peace out.